How are you? Good evening. Many people wanted to see Lamine Yamal as the man of the match in that photo. In the end, it was Mikel Oyarzabal. By the way, Lamine did very well in just 45 minutes. We'll discuss more about his performance and why De La Fuente started him. It's still a risk considering what's left of the tournament. Here's my reaction to today's match. Spain 4, Saudi Arabia 0, which could have been more. Spain doesn't take their foot off the gas in this second half of the match. It's logical and normal, also because of the need to rest players to avoid overexerting themselves. I think that, well, if at some point the match has become a bit boring, it's perfectly understandable. The important thing here was to come out with a different attitude, with much more dangerous, deeper, and more vertical football, which moreover is what defines De La Fuente's team compared to previous squads. And in the first match, well, they didn't do it. And well, a lot also depended on De La Fuente's lineup and the players' attitude, because today was absolutely different. Mikel Oyarzabal, by the way, who already has 2 records in a row. It's amazing. In the first match, he was the first footballer since records have been kept in this regard, since 1960. Since that World Cup in England, the first footballer who in the first 30 minutes of a match didn't touch the ball. And today he was the first footballer, or yes, the Spanish footballer in history who has scored a brace the fastest in the World Cup. Careful with the Spain national team, since I'm not sure how much time it actually was, but it's from the Spain national team. It's recorded, that's right, surpassing Butragueño in '86 in that match against Denmark, because I think the overall record for a footballer scoring a brace, scoring 2 goals in a row, is held by Toni Kroos. In the Germany 7, Brazil 1, or Brazil 1, Germany 7 match from 2014. He did it, if I remember the fact they mentioned earlier, in 69 seconds. Well, Mikel Oyarzabal today, he really got on the ball early and he was very smart, not just with the 2 goals, but also with the assist. How could he not be the man of the match, without a doubt? Also, they probably wanted to give it to Yamal, right? But here he only played one half. And also, well, Mikel Oyarzabal, in contact with the ball, not only scored 2 goals, but also had an assist, the assist as well. But anyway, the point is that about Lamine Yamal, a very positive assessment of what he did in these 45 minutes, even though I saw him, coming back from an injury and having that responsibility of only being able to play a little. And the agreement is for him to play part of the match and start, because here there are always a lot of theories, right? Either you catch them tired later, or you start from the beginning because your team needs your depth. Well, it's more the second one, especially because of, well, Mikel in the second one, mainly because of the urgency that Spain had. He got involved in some plays. I saw him a bit overconfident, maybe because that's just how he is. When he enjoys himself and all, he tends to be a bit overconfident, but that's just my impression. Ballon was ready, not just for the 2 goals, but the chance for a third. He was alone since it was a Spanish counterattack. He assisted against 2 or 3 Arabs, but couldn't show his speed. Because when you're a little not limping, but still have the injury on your mind, you don't want to test your speed. You want to play football, you feel capable of being able to do things. And in fact, Mikel Oyarzabal has done them, because when he came in Spain's first goal, if you're not quick, you don't make contact with the ball, ready, goals. But the first goal for Spain, if you're not quick, you don't get there, with that very good pass from Mikel Oyarzabal. But in certain actions, you don't always need to take risks. And I understand that, well, it's an assist. As it was the end of his performance in that first half, well, that part of the match, I have no doubt about it. The same will certainly be true in the next matches, right? Because the next one, Mikel, depending on what Uruguay does today, is extremely important. And that's when things are really going to get serious. But that's football. Football is a very strange, very odd sport. The only sport where sometimes, even if you dominate, the team that started the match better can end up losing that game. Contact with the ball, ready, it doesn't happen. I think in practically no other sport. In football, it happens a lot, not just with goals, but also with assists. In football, 2 + 2 isn't always 4. I mean, if you compare it to Saudi Arabia, there's no doubt about it. Cape Verde, and we'll see it when they play in that last match day, well, Saudi Arabia is a better team than Cape Verde. You just have to watch how they move the ball. I mean, they've done a good job in Saudi Arabia in recent years. And by the way, Saudi Arabia is a national team that has gone to the World Cup more times than any other Asian team. There must be a reason. They're very smart. It's not just the 2 goals, but also the assists. Not against Spain, though, since they control the game and you can't take the ball from Mikel. What we criticize about this Spanish team is that it turns into a horizontal style of play, just passing the ball around, and it depends on 2 things. A good lineup, of course, not just putting someone in because they're clever, not just because of 2 goals or an assist, and then there's Baena, who I don't like that much, or rather, I haven't liked Baena that much this year. Because beyond whatever things this kid has on his mind, I think as a footballer, he's very good, but he hasn't had a great season. Well, more people could have stood out there. Mikel in De La Fuente's ideal 11, in everyone's ideal 11. Nico Williams would be there, but he's not there yet. We saw today in the match that more people could have stood out there. In De La Fuente's ideal 11, everyone's ideal 11. He hasn't been there. We've seen him play in the match, lacking rhythm, but he's starting to get that rhythm. At least Baena, in those first minutes of the first half of Spain, did what the coach asked of him, which was to go field. It's true, mine gives you more, not just from Spain's too, but also with assists, except when Nico Williams changes the game. At least he's done what the other hasn't. Gabi didn't do it. Mikel did a job that Gabi didn't do the other day, which is probably why the coach imagined pressing a little higher, even though he then moved a bit more to the middle and let Cucurella push forward more. Yes, maybe with the coach's idea of pressing a little higher, even though later he moved a bit more to the middle and Cucurella pushed forward more than Marcos Llorente. The ball was ready, not just with the 2 goals, but also with the right foot. What's clear is that this makes the team one way or another, and much more the other day, not be as symmetrical, but it also didn't have any depth. I've seen Spain practice, like in the match, no doubt about it, but it's not the best they can do in this World Cup, and that's how it ends. And well, visto España, he came in, made contact with the ball, and it was a long play. This is progress, which is why I think it's ready. The feeling with 2 at once is better, and the sensations have improved. It's a shame they didn't give him that goal, and also Cucurella, since the assist and the shot in the match were from Cucurella, no doubt. An Arab player scored an own goal, just to mention it. A Madridista already, even though he celebrated later doing the penguin there, a Madridista has already scored in this one, and he celebrated later doing the penguin there. A Real Madrid player has already scored in this World Cup. We still have to see. Spain is practically virtually qualified. What they definitely want to avoid is Argentina. Although I'm in contact, assisting, waiting. All those, like the Argentinians and also the Uruguayans, have the nerve to talk trash about Spain. And well, he says, hey guys, if you're going to end up being the one from the group match, why not have any doubts? Talk trash about Spain and you say, hey guys, if you're going to end up playing the 3rd match of the group, why don't you keep quiet a bit? I won't say a single word of disrespect against the Uruguayan team. I've been careful not to disrespect the Uruguayan team, which has a rich history with 2 World Cups and 2 Olympic Games, earning them 4 stars. I have many Uruguayan friends. Still, the lack of goals and some people's reactions surprise me. Above all, it's about facing teams you know you'll play. That's why, for now, I'm staying quiet with the Argentinians. I'm saving videos of their disrespect, which I think comes from fear. The other day I said it on a show. I wasn't reacting, just saying, well, we'll meet again. Oyarzabal will meet, right? And I think that's disrespect to disguise fear. Oh, and the draw? And we mentioned it in the last video that in the round of 16, Contacto Balón is ready. Not just with the 2 goals, but also the assist, as long as there's no disaster in the last match, so they don't face each other in this next round. FIFA invented this, and for the first time in a World Cup, it's happening due to the large number of teams. It's basically an early final, right? If Spain finishes first in their group and Argentina does too, then they could only meet in the final. And from what we've seen so far in the World Cup, even though today De La Fuente's team has fixed things a little bit, they've shown that it's still the same team, that they could be among the favorites, but they haven't shown their best level. It's true because the match was decided much earlier and both teams calmed down in the second half of the game, but Mikel Oyarzabal came on and was very sharp. I think, excluding France, which bored me a lot with their performance, it's not like they gave a better impression or seemed more threatening. I think excluding France, which bored me, especially in the first half of the match, then they bring out all their firepower. I think it's one of the most complete teams. Just listen to what I'm going to say. And the thing is, they logically, neither by history nor by the quality of its players can it be considered a favorite. But the United States has played some of the best soccer, and especially the Netherlands. The Netherlands really scares me because I think these guys have a chip on their shoulder due to the misfortunes they've had in their history with those 3 finals played and lost. They're the great champion without a crown in the World Cup. For me, only Portugal and especially the Netherlands deserve 2 Ballon d'Ors. With Portugal, I also think of assists, not just goals, like Eusebio. Like now, you see that Portugal has Cristiano without a doubt, and you can put him in that Olympus, even though he still hasn't won. Well, Mikel, of course, they have Cristiano Ronaldo, an absolutely historic footballer, and you can put him in that Olympus even without having won the World Cup. But above all, the Netherlands, who have played in those 3 World Cups. In terms of player level and ball contact, they played in 3 World Cups. The level of play, speed, verticality, and quality of both starters and substitutes, especially Somerville, is impressive. But with the national team, that has impressed me the most, right? But anyway, I insist, this is very long. It has just started. For now, everything is like one game at a time, something like that. With Spain, we've already learned that we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves or think we're better than anyone else, because if you go in with your chest out like that, even Cape Verde can bring you down. I want to see Cape Verde with the ball, and I want to see a lot of goals. Also with their chest out, even Cape Verde can surprise you. I want to see Cape Verde face Uruguay and find out who finishes second in the group. You never know. Maybe Argentina will get an upset in the round of 16. I've heard people say, let us play Spain. We want that match. Una sorpresa. No doubt. To you, for all those nice things I've heard, like, no, let us play Spain. We want Spain to be second. It could even happen that Uruguay doesn't make it. I think Uruguay has what it takes to be second. That's it, 2 goals and also assists. But what if Uruguay doesn't even make it? I think Uruguay has what it takes to be second in this group, but pay attention to what I'm saying. The match against Cape Verde could get really complicated for them. Those guys defend really well. And trying to break through when Oyarzabal is pressured can backfire. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Get hyped for the video. Please subscribe, comment, share, and have a great Sunday. No doubt about it.